Hello everyone. In the previous video I made the preparation for the data, how to pass uh, the data from the actor to the inventory, and for now I'm just resizing the array, and if I play and detach myself, I can go to the controller, to the inventory, and have all these empty slots that I can populate later down the road. And for this one, I will be making the functions of add inventory, um, find matching slot, empty slot if inventory is full, and everything that is related to adding for now. Um, I I don't know if I want to make it like I want to make a widget in this video or in the next parts, because I will try to make it um, step by step, part by part. And yeah, for now I will just be um, making the functions to add to the inventory this way. So now to the inventory, add to inventory. I have already a while loop, and this will return true, and if the item quantity is bigger than 0, I can go inside the while loop. So first of all, what I want to do is check if inventory slot, check if inventory has empty slots, and this will has a gameplay tag item ID. I believe that's all for now. I will loop, do a for each loop with a break the inventory slots. I might not need the item ID. Uh, anyway, if the slot ID this inside the inventory slot, so if the slot ID equal with, I can give a default value. So if this inventory dot slot dot empty, I will make a local variable and say b found empty slot local, and this will be a boolean, and I'm setting to true when the slot ID is inventory slot dot empty, and I will make it to false if it's not, and from the found empty slot I will break, because the first index I'm going to find, which has a slot ID inventory slot dot empty, I will add the item to this slot. So in completed, I can say return node, and the return node will has a boolean output. I will check first what's the value of the found empty slot, and if it's true, I will return the array index, so I will know what array index I'm going to add the item. So I will say index, and this will be success. Okay, and if it's false, I will make it to false, and the index will be -1. compile and save. And in the add to inventory, I can call now the um, check uh, if inventory has empty slots. I might not need the item ID. For now, I will keep it this way. And another function that I'm going to make, and this is very important, the order. I need to find first if it has an empty, if it has a matching slot, because this could return false. I- If I connect this and um, the looping doesn't find any inventory.slot.empty, will return false. And then uh, from the route, the inventory will be full. So the while loop will stop the looping and will return false that we didn't add the item and the remain quantity. So before I check from any if in the inventory has any empty slots, I will make another function and say check if inventory has matching slots. And this will take an item ID of gameplay tag. And this will take the generic item info. Oh, oops, generic item info, and this will be of type PDA generic info object reference, the element tag, and the rarity tag. So this will be both gameplay tag, gameplay tag. Okay, so now I can say to the anti-inventory check if has matching slots in the loop body, and the item ID I will get all the information from the inputs. So get item ID, get generic info, get element tag, and get rarity tag. Okay, so now I can take the inventory slots again and say for each loop with break. So if I find the matching slot, break immediately and return the array index to add the matching item. So first of all, I will break, and from this I can say if the slot ID equals with get item ID, and okay, and if the element tag is equals with get element tag, and if the rarity tag of the slot equals with get rarity tag, and the other thing I will say get get generic item info. Now get max static. Okay, no, get item max stack to size to inventory, and if this is bigger than the slot quantity, if this also is true, then I have a matching slot. So I will make a B has matching slot local, and I will set this to true, and I will set this to false. And if this is true, I will break the looping. Okay, and I will hide unconnected pins, and on completed, I will check if the loop found any excuse me, if the loop found any empty slots, then I can return node, and the return node will have the array index, so index, and will have a boolean that is success. If it's false, let me. If it's false, then we'll return false and -1 as the index. So now I can go back to my add the inventory, and I have those two functions. So I can say uh, if has a matching slot, then add to matching slot. If it's not, then check if inventory has empty slots. From this, I don't need the item ID, I think, because I don't compare the item ID to see if the inventory has any empty slots. Anyway, so now I'm gonna do another function and say um, add item to matching slot, and this will need the quantity, or rather item quantity. This will be an integer, and I can say inventory slots and set array element make, and this will also need the index. So the index goes there. The quantity, I will get the uh, ref in the same index and say break. The slot quantity, I will add the item quantity, and then I will connect to the slot quantity. Hide, and I can connect these as inputs. So what I need is this, and this, and I think it's fine now. So back to the add to the inventory, I can say add to the matching slot. Okay, we'll do item ID here, and I will sort the a little bit the order. Okay, so if this is true, I will connect to true and say get item ID, get generic info. The item quantity will be 1, because after adding I will decrement by 1, and the index will be the index from the matching function. Okay, get element tag, get rarity tag. So basically we finished with the matching slot. Now to the add to new slot to inventory slot, and this will be the same thing as the matching slot, but I don't need to add the quantity to the slot quantity. So I can say inventory slot set array element. I can make the index goes there, slot ID, item generic info, slot quantity, compile and save. I will do not slot ID but item ID, and slot quantity item quantity. Okay, and I will close this, add back to the inventory, and ask myself again if I found an empty slot, then add to new inventory slot. We'll copy paste this. So the item ID will go to the item ID, the generic info, the element tag, the rarity tag, and the item quantity will be 1, and the index will go from the, I will connect from the check if has empty slot. If it's false, that means the inventory is full, so I will set the inventory is full to true, and then I return, and I will make two outputs. The first one is the remaining remaining quantity, and this will be an integer, and the second one will be success, and this will be a boolean and will be false. The remaining quantity, we can say item quantity local. Oops. Okay, and if I add to new inventory slot, I will do the same thing and decrement the quantity. So this might be a little bit, I guess, not optimized because I'm adding the item one by one. And what if you drop something and has a quantity of 1 million? Um, I guess this won't be a problem because the uh, this will be in milliseconds. But yeah, either way, if it's completed, I will connect. It means that I guess the remaining quantity will be 0 and it will be success. So I believe that's it. I will add a breakpoint and play. So if I go now and pick up the Rusty scythe, I am adding to inventory. I'm setting the item quantity will be 3. Both of these are true. So I'm going inside to the while loop and I'm checking, does the inventory has any empty slots? This will return false because uh, the inventory is empty. So false. And by the way, it does the looping 10 times. So the inventory size is 10. So it will do the loop. Um, it will check for each element, um, which is 10. So it checks, it returns false, the index is -1, and um, the boolean is false. So it goes back to check if inventory has empty slots, goes to the loop. If the slot ID is equal with inventory slot dot empty, it will return true. So I break um, the looping, I return true, and I return the index. So I add the item. I'm setting the inventory slot. So now I have a slot inventory slot dot empty unknown, and I decrement. Then it goes back. So the logic here is I add if I find an empty slot to the inventory, I add this item and the correct info to this slot, and then I check again has a matching slot. This should probably return true now. So the inventory slots, now I have why is that unknown class? Why is that? Wait, check if inventory has matching slot. Check if inventory has matching slot. Okay. I believe I don't need this, or or rather, I do need this, but why? So I add in to the inventory base item if it's true, false, static element, generic info, action tag, interaction. So I will action tag inventory.add get actor. So the interactable this should be I should check if it's valid anyway. Oh, I'm not adding from there. Okay. So the item ID will go there, the generic info goes there, the element and the rarity. Okay. I forgot to plug in the data. So if I press now, it should work. So I'm getting this and I'm going. So now I have the item ID, the generic info, the quantity is 6, the element and the rarity. So I'm going to the while loop. I check if it's a matching slot. It's not. So returns -1 and false. It checks has empty slot. Now I can say the um, I can check the first element, the first index, and return true. And because it's true, I add to a new slot. Then I decrement and check again if has a matching slot. So this now, the first index is item.size, generic info will be the data asset and have a quantity of 1. The element tag is air and the rarity will be is rare. So now it should pass all these checks and return true. Okay. So now returns true and returns the index. It goes to the add item to matching slot and the index is 0. The item quantity is 1, and I'm getting a ref in the index 0 to add the item quantity to the slot quantity, and I decrement. So if I play now, I pick up the scythe, and if I click to my player controller and to the inventory component, I can see that I have in the index 0 the rusty scythe. And just to test um, another thing, I have rusty scythe. I have to 2 to 10, so I will do item max stack size to inventory 1, and I will give a static min quantity, let's say 11. Actually, let's first say 5 and play. And if I pick up and pass all the breakpoints and see my component inventory, it's getting added to a new slot because the stack size is 1. So the index 5 should be empty now. Okay, so it's empty. And another thing that I want to do is go back to the item base, and in the inventory uh, interface, so let's do bpi get interactable data. I will make another function, and now I would say get remaining quantity, and if and um, and b should destroy itself. So this will take, or actually this won't be a getter. This will be a setter, I think. Set. Oh my god. Okay, and this will take two inputs. The first one will be quantity, or rather remaining quantity, and this will be an integer, and this b should destroy itself. Okay, and now I have in my invent graph, I can say the remain quantity I can promote to a variable, and this will be remain quantity and will be private, and I can promote this to a variable as well, b, okay, and make it private as well. So now in the interaction I can say before destroy the actor, I can say I can check if it's if this is true, I can say destroy the actor. If it's false, I won't do anything. And in the interactable uh, data, I will check. What should I check? I will check this and do a select int. So if this is true, the remaining quantity will be 0, or rather, let me think about. So if should destroy self, it's false. Um, So the problem is that I could say something like set uh, quantity from drops, but the thing is that if I go to the world and place an item which has a static quantity data, uh, the drop basic drop will be always false. So in the item base, the get interactable, because this is false, this will return always this static min and max quantity. Uh, okay, so I what I was trying to do is I would like to select if the inventory returns any remaining quantity. So I would like to select if it has a remaining quantity, then quantity to the item quantity I should send back to the inventory if I try to interact again will be the new quantity. And what I was doing is I was saying if the should destroy itself is false, then return this quantity, or if it's true, or I would say actually if it's false, return this quantity, which I'm setting from the new interface, and if it's uh, false, if it's false, then return the remaining quantity. The problem with this is that if this is true, then the remaining quantity should be zero because I destroy the item, um, I destroy the item and I'm adding all the quantity to the inventory. So what I'm going to do is delete this. I will be needing a select node. So I will keep this for now like that. And what I'm going to do is add another variable b has remaining quantity, and this will be private as well. I don't need to expose it in any children's or in any uh, other components or something. Um, this I will make uh, maybe I will put the data from drops, so I have all the private variables inside the data from drops, and that has to do something with the dropping. Uh, well, it's 50-50, 50% true, 50% false, because I could place the item in the world, and if you don't have enough space in the inventory, then return the remaining quantity. But for now, I will do the data from drops, the category, and I will unplug this. I will set the should destroy itself um, to true or false. It depends on what the inventory sends. So if the inventory is full, I won't destroy itself. Um, and if this is true, then I will destroy the actor. If it's false, I will do nothing. Now the quantity, I will set the remaining quantity from the um, interface, and I will check if this is greater than 0. If it's true, I will say b has remaining quantity to true, and if it's false, I will do false. So now I have another boolean that I can say um, b has remaining quantity, and if it's true, I will plug the remaining quantity. If it's false, I will decide if it's static data quantity or quantity from drops, and pass it around. So just for testing, I have this item, which is the Rusty Scythe, and if I go to the data asset, I have the item stack size to inventory to 1, and the min and max quantity to 11, just enough to um, populate the inventory. Um, to make it full, and to see return if the quantity will be 1 or 11 again. So if I play now and into the overlapping collision and play montage, I activate. For now, I know this is working. Um, the first one. So this should return. This is false. This is also false. So this will return the static min and max quantity, which is 11. uh, okay, which is 11, and then I'm adding, etc., and I return false, and the remaining quantity will be 1. So now I go back to the actor. I set the should destroy itself to false. The remaining quantity is greater than 0, so has remaining quantity. So now I'm checking if I should destroy the actor or not, and because it's false, I set the interactable actor to nothing. So now I have the rusty scythe inside the level, and if I try to pick up again, I I am doing the same interaction. I'm trying to add to the inventory, and the remain quantity should be true now. So it is true. The remain quantity is 1, and I'm passing the remain quantity to the inventory. So get interactable actor data quantity equals 1. This is gonna fail. Like the this should be uh, this shouldn't be even calling uh, the while loop, but because it's a local. Uh, because it's local, every time I call this function, it destroys itself, and it's basically like resetting itself to the default value. So I would like to make it a bit. I don't know, like maybe if the inventory is full, don't even try to do the while loop and lose compute power. But either way, I'm setting back the quantity, and the destroy itself equals to false. So if I try to pick up something else, it's also won't be adding to the inventory. I'm getting uh, data. The drop is false. The remaining quantity is false. I don't know why. It's because actually because I didn't try to add the hammer, but previous, but this goes back to the to the add to inventory um, function, and checking if has matching slots, if the inventory is empty, and this should return the remain quantity um, 1, which was this quantity, and also this return false. So so that's all for this video. I will try to. I will probably not give what is it, the item to add to inventory. I will probably make it a variable inside the component and not the um, only a local. So if it's true, if the inventory is full, then don't even try to call the while loop. So the inventory uh, will know if the variable if this variable is true or false. So for this video, I'm finished. Um, I will make some functions to remove the item as well. Maybe you remove a portion of the quantity, like let's say you have 10 coins and you want to remove only 3 or 5 or anything you want. Uh, and I will try to remove the um, item as whole as well. But this um, I will make it the sloppy way of pressing a button, and later down the road I will make a widget step by step, so I can remove the item or the quantity by the widget, um, and not with buttons. Because the point of the inventory, if you have an inventory widget, is to make things with the inventory widget. Like there is no point to make all these functions and interactables and adding to inventory if you equipping the weapon or the item with keys. And that's it. Thanks for watching.